Hello and welcome, my happily forevers after travel friends. Today I have been driving for 4 hours from the Raleigh area to get here, and I'm super excited because today I'm at Biltmore Estate.
Plan the perfect trip to Biltmore Estate. Come with me to find out all you can do in 2 days at Biltmore, and I'll give you tips on how to plan the perfect trip to this historic landmark so that you can taste, see, and experience as much as possible while still finding time to relax and soak in the Biltmore atmosphere.
I am here. I have just arrived at Biltmore Estate. I'm super excited to share this video with you because I've planned an overnight trip here, and I want to share my experience with you along with 10 tips so you know how to plan your own perfect trip to Biltmore Estate. We're going to see just how much we can do and enjoy in 2 days at Biltmore Estate. Come on, let's go. Here I am at the wine shop. I'm about to start my wine and chocolate tasting tour, which I'm really excited about. When you do meet, you start here at the wine and gift shop. This does bring me to my very first tip. Tip number 1 is when you arrive at Biltmore, if you have a scheduled tour or multiple scheduled tours, don't schedule your first one until a minimum of an hour that you expect to be here. I would suggest more of 2 or 3 to give you time to acclimate, get settled in, get to know where you are, and also to leave room for anything like traffic or flight delays. You may find out that Biltmore is a lot bigger than you expected and you don't really know where to go or how much time it takes to get somewhere. So give yourself a buffer. Allow yourself to acclimate yourself to the estate, to where you're staying, to where you need to be next, so that you can feel relaxed and comfortable and confident of where to go next. All right, come on. Let's go taste some wine and chocolate. Let's go.
You can see here in my planner, I expected to arrive between 11 and 12 a.m., and I didn't schedule my first tour until 1 p.m., but that ended up being absolutely perfect. I had a later start getting on the road than I expected, so I ended up arriving a little closer to 12. Check-in wasn't until 3, but since it was the off-season and they weren't that busy, they allowed me to check in early. That was fabulous, and it gave me plenty of time to go ahead, settle in, freshen up, but not be rushed, and I was still able to make it on time for my wine and chocolate pairing.
Cheers. Wonderful. All right, I had a great time at the wine tasting, pairing the chocolate with the different wines. It was a great experience. I highly recommend it. What I'm going to do now, which brings me to my next tip, is plan your dining or snack experiences around your scheduled activities. Try to eat somewhere local because it's going to save you time. This estate is so huge, you don't want to be bouncing back and forth from the house to Antler Hill Village to Deer Park. It'll save you some time and allow you to experience everything in a much more enjoyable manner if you eat close to where you just had your activity. I scheduled my wine and chocolate tasting around lunchtime. Now I'm actually ready for some lunch. Right outside of where you exit the wine tasting, there's the wine bar. The wine bar offers indoor seating or some really cute outdoor seating. Look at these little spots right here. Let's turn this camera around. So look at these cute little seats. When it's night and it gets cold, we have those. But it's just really cute. It's a nice little row with partitions, so you have a little privacy. But let's go check out the wine bar.
Well, I personally love the wine shop. I do need to let you know that it has a limited menu of cheese, hummus, and charcuterie boards, as well as some snack options. The plates are really big, so large in fact that I had more than plenty to box up and take back to my room with me. If this isn't your idea of a meal, then when you're at Antler Hill Village, I would also suggest Cedric's Tavern, which is a short walkable distance from the winery. They tend to have more consistent hours of operation and offer a larger variety of lunch and dinner options. The Bistro and Village Social are also great restaurants. However, they're more limited in their hours of operation and may not be open every day.
Well, darn, I wanted to eat here. Looks nice.
If you're in a hurry or want something light and quick, you can make your way over to the Village Hotel lobby where you can find the Kitchen Cafe, a small sandwich counter where you can pick up a sandwich, salad, fruit, pastry, or grab a drink. Don't worry, you don't have to commit all this to memory though. I've laid out all the locations of all the restaurants and what section of the estate they're closest to in the personal travel planner that I have to share with you. There's a link in the description below for you to sign up to get your very own copy of this planner, as well as a copy of this 2-day sample itinerary that I'm sharing with you today.
The next tip is to plan in advance. Make sure that you make reservations for the things that you want to do, whether they're hotel reservations, activities, the house tour. Make sure you make those in advance, because especially if you're coming in the busy season, because they book up really, really fast. Do your homework. Find out all the things that there are to do around here. There's a lot of outdoor activities like Land Rover experiences. You can canoe, bike ride. There's so many things to do. So do your homework. See what else you'd like to do. There's carriage rides, fishing. There's all kinds of things that you can do. As a matter of fact, right behind me is the outdoor center where you can go in and make some of these reservations, or you can make some reservations online. I was talking to the guy that does the outdoor activities. He said falconry is one of the most popular outdoor activities, and you really need to schedule about 2 months out during the busy season, maybe 2 weeks out if it's not the busy season. So make sure that you have those reservations, especially dining reservations, since there are limited dining options here on the estate, whether by the house or Antler Hill Village or Deer Park. A lot of times the reservations fill up quickly. If you want to get a spot at any restaurant, much less the ones that you really want to go to, make sure that you make a reservation. The tip that I gave you about planning your dining and your snacks around your scheduled activity, it helps a lot more if you do your homework and you plan in advance and know where your activities are and what restaurants are going to be available at that time. Not everything is open all the time, especially if you're here on the off seasons. For example, I will turn this around and you will see I'm here around 4:25 on, it's March, and now I can't turn it around. So I'm going to turn this off and then turn it back around again. So here I'm in the Biltmore food courtyard, completely dead. Bake shop's closed, courtyard market is closed, dairy bar is closed. I'm guessing maybe the Stable Cafe is still open. But really do your homework and plan in advance.
I've got a pro tip for you. Most people clear out of the house and grounds once the house tours end and the restaurants start to close. The gardens and the grounds remain open for about an hour or two after the house closes, making it the absolute perfect time to take pictures with fewer people in the background so you can get those Instagrammable shots. This is also the time where people who hire photographers will come out to get those special occasion photos.
Our next tip is to make sure that you do allow yourself time in your schedule to relax, to recharge, to let your phone recharge, because if you're like me, you're going to take a lot of pictures, a lot of video, and your battery is going to die quick. So allow your phone to recharge. Also, we're going to talk about this in the packing tip, but also make sure you have extra chargers with you. When I came in on day one of this trip, I had the early morning, I had the wine and chocolate pairing class. Even though that was the first scheduled tour I did, I knew that the rest of my day was really full. So gave myself time to relax, recharge. I knew once I left the room to go to the Da Vinci exhibit, I wasn't going to be back to my hotel until very late that night. So even though I still had plenty of energy, but I knew what the rest of my day held, so I put a buffer in there to relax. If I wanted to do something extra, I could, but I knew myself I wanted to have time and plenty of energy to spare so that I could really enjoy my evening. Okay, it has been a long day, but a good day. I got so many things done. I got to do wine and chocolate pairing and tasting. I got to go to the Da Vinci art immersion. Got to eat at the inn and catch an amazing sunset. Also had some cocktails at the inn library and walked around Antler Hill Village at night. where it was all lit up with beautiful lights. I have so many great videos that I'm going to get out of this one trip. I can't wait to share all these things with all you guys, but I've walked so much. I've been up since 4 in the morning to drive here, packed in a lot of stuff, and I still have a lot that I'm gonna do tomorrow, including a backstairs tour, and then I have to go back home because I could only do one night this time. But now I'm exhausted. My feet are achy, my back wants to lay down, and it's time to review the bed. Comfy. Very, very squishy. I love squishy pillows. Good pillow. Good night. I'm sleepy. I'll see you tomorrow at the Biltmore house. Let's talk about our next tip, which is about getting around the estate. There was a time pre-pandemic when they had transportation that would take you throughout the estate for free. That is not a thing anymore. Now, if you want to get around the estate, it's crucial to either have a car, either your own or a rental car, or they do have a shuttle that will take you around the estate, but there is a charge. Last I checked, it was $15.
There is a free trolley that will take you from one of the designated house parking lots to the house and gardens, but it's important you realize it's only for the parking lot at the house. The free trolley will not take you from a hotel, Antler Hill Village, or Deer Park parking lots to the house.
So even though there's walking trails and there's also bicycles that you can rent and ride around the estate, I would not use walking or bicycles as your mode of transportation to get you from activity to activity. I would only use walking or biking as an activity in themselves. There's just already a lot of walking and things to do as it is. And this is huge. This estate is absolutely ginormous. So if you wanted to walk from, say, Antler Hill Village to the Biltmore house, you would be exhausted and you might end up missing your activity because it would be hard to plan exactly when you would get here. It is very hilly up and down, so even if you could walk flat pretty quickly, it might be a little different here in the Asheville mountains. As for Uber and Lyft, they won't come in here and take you around the estate. You could take an Uber or Lyft from the airport to here, or from someplace else downtown or wherever, somewhere else in Asheville. They will drop you off here, but they can't stay and transport you from place to place around the estate. So Uber and Lyft, while you can use it to get to the estate, not an option at all for getting to and from the different parts of the estate. My next tip is to catch a sunset. You can catch a sunset here at the Biltmore house right behind me, where you can kind of see that direction. Yeah, where you can see that white car. There is a patio and you can catch a sunset there that is absolutely gorgeous. That is dependent upon the season because the grounds to the house are only open to a certain amount of time. So like winter, you can usually catch a sunset here, but when you get into summer, the sunset's way too late for you to be able to catch it here. But there are other great places you can catch a sunset at the inn. I caught a spectacular sunset at the inn, and you can also catch a sunset at the lagoon, which is another reason why you want to drive around, get acclimated with the estate. You might find little gems, little hidden places where they become your favorites that you never knew about that might surprise you. I highly suggest taking time to catch a sunset. Just catch a sunset. And let's talk about our next tip, which is to pack appropriately. In the Asheville mountains, no matter what time of year it is, you should dress in layers. Bring jackets, coats, rain gear, especially. It can rain a lot here. Make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes. There's a lot of walking. Even if you take the trolley and the transportation, the grounds and the gardens and the stairs inside the house, there's a lot of walking. So make sure you pack good walking shoes, comfortable clothes, layer, because some areas like the conservatory, super duper hot. Other areas, it can be really cold. And again, we're in the Asheville mountains, so there's times of days where it can be super hot, super cold, all on the same day. You can get all seasons all in one day. Your reservations and tickets that you make in advance. I do suggest making a screenshot of your tickets. just in case, for example, when I was at Da Vinci and I needed to pull up my specialty ticket, the Wi-Fi was not working. So thankfully I had already taken a screenshot and I was able just to pull it up in my photos. But if you go into your email and Wi-Fi is really spotty there, you may not be able to pull it up. So it's just a good idea to have your tickets all on hand in screenshot form, maybe even print it out if you're really extra cautious. Also make sure that you bring chargers, extra charging gear, wireless charging gear, because there's not a lot of outlets here. Our next tip is talking about knowing what's included with the price of your ticket. Make sure that you know there's a lot of things to do on the grounds, and you are able to do extra things that are included in the ticket. And for me, since I have an annual pass, I don't have to pay extra to come onto the grounds, which means when you're on the grounds, there's certain things that you can do where you don't have to pay anything at all. So all those things I'm able to do right now without having to pay anything. So it's basically free for me. Check to see if you qualify for discounts. If you're a season pass holder, you're going to be able to get discounts on shops, dining, and hotel stays. There's also some AAA rates, military rates, senior citizen rates. There's also deals when you book a hotel room. There's times where they will package things together where you can buy a bundle of an activity or a house tour along with your stay, maybe even a breakfast, and that putting them together can save you some money. And a lot of times they may even have a second day deal where you come the first day and then you can buy a tour or some sort of thing like that, where you can get a tour at a discounted rate. And our next tip is to stay on the estate if you can. There's 3 choices. You can stay at the Village Hotel on the estate, which is the more budget hotel. There's the Inn, which is the more luxury hotel, and then there's 3 choice of cottages that you can rent. They come with benefits. One, you don't have to pay additional to come and see the grounds and the gardens. So when if you want a house tour or a specialty tour, you still have to pay for that, but you do get that. There's also the dining room at the Inn is spectacular. Forbes just named it one of the best restaurants of the year. And for good reason. I had a meal there and it was one of the best meals I have ever had. It was so good. It's worth the dress code. I'm not usually a dress code gal, but it was worth the dress code. It was delicious. I want to come back again, and I want to be able to dine in the dining room. You have to be staying on the estate. You can't stay, say, downtown or anywhere outside of the gates of the estate. You have to be staying on the estate to go there, or in the off season you can be a season pass holder and you can still go. But it's an exclusive dining experience, but it is very, very worth it.
And now it's time for the verdict. How much was I actually able to taste, see, and experience in 2 days at Biltmore Estate? I experienced 7 different restaurants, experienced 3 different paid tours, and still had time to browse the shops, view the gardens, take a leisurely drive around the estate grounds, caught a gorgeous sunset, browsed Antler Hill Village, and enjoyed some of the free activities that are included with the ticket price. Took lots of pictures and video, and still had time to put up my feet and recharge myself and my phone.
So that concludes the 10 tips that I have for coming to Biltmore Estate and planning your perfect overnight or weekend getaway. And I hope this helps. I do have a planner where you can click on the link in the description below to access. This is a free planner. It's not something from Biltmore. This is something I put together for myself, for my clients, that I use in my own trip planning. Comes with a lot of great options to help you decide how to plan the best possible trip for you. I thank you so much for joining in today. If you did enjoy what I shared with you today, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe so that you know when I post my next video. I'll also include some hotel links and other links in the description below. If you do appreciate this channel and like to support me further, those are affiliate links. So if you click on those links, that means that I'll get a small kickback. Those links are associated with me, so they know that you learned about them from me. So please do use those links. It is one of the easiest ways to support my channel without doing anything that you weren't going to do anyway. There's no additional cost to use an affiliate link. Most people don't realize this, but every hotel, airline, excursion, everything, there's a commission that's already padded into the price, and it goes to somebody. So please help me out. I'm here giving you tips, and I would love to be able to know that you appreciated what I'm giving you by clicking on that link. I will talk to you later. Happy travels. Bye-bye.